Food production has become more efficient in recent decades, as we are constantly told, and the amount of food grown worldwide has dramatically increased. Why are there millions of people around the world still going hungry? Is hunger really the result of food scarcity? Not exactly. Recently, a single strawberry sealed in a plastic dome at a high-end LA supermarket went viral for its $20 price tag. It flew all the way from Kyoto, Japan. Meanwhile, California farmers sell their strawberries for about 10 to 14 cents each. That makes an imported strawberry 200 times as expensive as a local one. And behind the so-called perfect strawberry is a massive carbon footprint and a mountain of discarded fruits that weren't flawless enough to sell. This strawberry might seem like a ridiculous place to start, but maybe that's exactly what it takes to capture attention and expose a global food system built on waste, inequality, and injustice. Let's be clear. Real fresh food, the kind that nourishes the body, heals and sustains, is naturally perishable. It's grown organically in soil, in rhythm with nature's seasons, and it's not meant to last forever. But that kind of food doesn't fit the logic of global food markets. Instead, the system demands food that is produced rapidly, meets impossible aesthetic standards, travels across continents, and stays on shelves for weeks, sometimes months, or even years. It's engineered for marketing appearance, durability, and profit-making. What was once carefully made by hand has been reduced to just another commodity. Mass-produced, mechanized, and now even churned out by 3D printers. Walk through big supermarket aisles, and you will find they are often overflowing with endless variations of the same ultra-processed items. Dozens of nearly identical cereals, sodas, and snacks that are produced at an industrial scale far beyond what people need and can realistically consume. Don't confuse that with abundance. This is industrial excess to maximize profit, and its cost is enormous. It wastes water, it exhausts lands, it causes deforestation, it fuels the climate crisis, and overproducing means over-wasting. Nearly 1/5 of the world's food, equivalent to 1 billion meals a day, are wasted. And food waste alone generates an estimated 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions. So the question is, who does this system actually serve? Certainly not the people and not the planet. To understand this further, let's take the billion-dollar cocoa industry as an example. On one hand, this industry is a major driver of deforestation and the destruction of wildlife habitats. On the other, the farmers who grow cocoa, mainly in countries like Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, live on less than $1 a day. Many can't afford enough food to feed their families, and despite being the ones who grow the very ingredient that powers this global industry, many cocoa farmers have never even tasted chocolate. Not to mention that this is an industry that has long profited from the exploitation of children. And this isn't just about cocoa. It extends to other industries as well. Across the global south, farmers are no longer growing food to nourish their own communities. They are pushed to grow export crops like cocoa, coffee, palm oil, soy, all destined for foreign markets. Meanwhile, local communities are pushed to import basic staples or go hungry. This forced shift from diverse, community-based agriculture to large-scale monocultures disconnects food from land, from seasons, and from local needs. Farmers lose control over what they grow, while entire regions become locked into producing a single export crop, one that barely sustains them. And crop diversification, which is essential for soil health, pollinators, nutrition, and ecological resilience, is systematically restricted. And as vast landscapes are drained to serve global supply chains, a very small number of corporations, with headquarters in the global north, are reaping the profits. Globally, 10 corporations dominate the food and beverage market. These companies control every step of the supply chain. They decide what gets grown, how it's processed, and who gets to eat. They monopolize gains, accumulate wealth, and push small farmers out of business. This concentration of corporate power doesn't exist in a vacuum. Their dominance is protected by a global economic order built by colonial governments and sustained by powerful institutions and trade agreements written by and for the global north. From the IMF to the World Bank and World Trade Organization, these bodies uphold a system that prevents global south nations from protecting their own local food systems. The result is a cycle of dependence and debt, where people are left with inadequate access to food and forced to rely on imports and sometimes humanitarian aid to meet their basic needs. This system was not built by mistake. It was designed to uphold colonial power in the global system. Colonial domination no longer requires armies staking flags in colonized land. It can now operate through financial institutions, trade deals, and multinational corporations. So when a single strawberry sealed in plastic is sold for $20, while people elsewhere starve, that's not a glitch in the system. That is the system. One that is built to generate obscene wealth on one side of the world and manufactured famine on the other.